Getting right to the heart of the big rock stories.
The 6 o'clock Rock Report in association with Hot Press Radio Nova.
Speaking of Pink Floyd,
Yep.
Brit Floyd are coming into town next
Indeed
week.
they are.
They're going to do the O2.
On Friday.
And these guys really are one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Pink Floyd tribute act in the whole wide world. I had a catch-up the other day with musical director Damien Darlington. And last time the guys were in, they were playing the Grand Canal Theatre, which was too small for their inflatables. Damien, no trouble this time round at the O2, right?
No, not at all. Yeah, it should fit in there with no problem.
The tour has been going down a storm across the world. I've been following you guys on Twitter, and it just seems like, especially in North America, massive outpouring of love.
Definitely. You know, we had 6 weeks over in the US and Canada, and it was a great tour. And we've had some great response, as you say, on Twitter and Facebook and our website.
How does that make you guys feel? Besides the obvious of, God, great, we're doing a good job, but does it encourage you on to keep going, to keep doing this, for, as long as it takes you?
Very, very definitely so. Yeah, it was a real shot in the arm, to go over there and for the first time as Brit Floyd underneath that name, and it to go down so well with the audience over there.
There has been a bit of confusion, hasn't there, between the whole Aussie Pink Floyd and what you guys are doing now?
Well, I suppose inevitably there's a little bit of confusion. I spent 17 years in the Australian Pink Floyd show, and a lot of the other musicians in Brit Floyd also were familiar to people who'd seen the Australian Pink Floyd show. So, there's bound to be a little bit of confusion. But we're very definitely two different bands, and Brit Floyd are doing their own thing, and we're having a lot of fun, and it's working out for us very well so far.
Yeah, can you believe that so far, you've played to over 50,000 people? When you see a number like that on your website, it really does knock it on home that people have a love, they want to see the Floyd's music performed live.
Definitely, yeah, they do. I mean, bands such as ourselves, Brit Floyd, it's what we're for, is to give people the opportunity to experience Pink Floyd in that live environment. It's wonderful to listen to the CDs, but there's nothing quite like being in a live gig alongside all those other people in an audience and sharing that experience of hearing that music in that way.
You're so right. A DVD can only give you so much. Have you noticed, Damien, since the Why Pink Floyd campaign kicked off, where the big box sets came out, the Immersion box set, the Foot in the Door, Greatest Hits and stuff like that. Have you noticed that has helped you in terms of audience numbers or anything like that?
I'm sure it has. It's definitely, it's a great campaign of releases that Pink Floyd have done, and in fact our tour is sort of inspired by their Greatest Hits compilation album that they released as part of that campaign, A Foot in the Door.
The Foot in the Door, yeah. Okay, so for somebody who hasn't seen Brit Floyd before, May 4th at the O2, we're going to get the full show this time, aren't we, with the inflatables and things like that?
Definitely. It's a great venue, the O2. It's a wonderful facilities, and I don't think there's a bad seat in the house as well. Everywhere you sit there, you get a good view of the stage, and there's plenty of room to set up the full production, that's for sure.
Something I'm constantly asked about bands like yourselves coming in, the inflatables and things that you use, they're not the original inflatables, are they, from back in the day?
No. The pig we have in the show at the moment is one that we've had specially produced in the last 12 months. So no, we're not using any original Floyd props at the moment. And
what about the footage that you would use for, projections?
The majority of that is specially produced for Brit Floyd, but CGI animation produced by a guy in the US called Brian Kolupski, and it's paying homage to sort of a very famous key Floyd imagery, but it's produced specially for this band.
There's no expense spared when it comes to your show, is there?
No. It's certainly. We do our very best to sort of put on as impressive a show as we can. It doesn't come cheap, but that's the nature of Pink Floyd. You've got to put on that show. That's what they were famous for. Other than the music, was the size and the scale of their productions.
Okay, well, you've half sold it. So somebody who's sitting at home on Friday night and decides, yeah, maybe I will go to that. Damien, sell it now as to why they should get their arses in gear and get down to the O2.
They should get down there because they will hear a faithful note-for-note recreation of all those great Pink Floyd songs that they know and love, and they will see a state-of-the-art light show and video projection show, and the inflatables, as we've already mentioned. That will be a visual feast for the eyes and ears, I can assure them.
It totally is unmissable. I've seen you guys twice now, and May 4th will be the third time, all going well. Brit Floyd live at the O2. Very quickly, do we get a free DVD?
Yes, you do. Everybody who comes along to the concert, they will be able to get a free DVD at the merchandise stall, or they can send off for it via our website, britfloyd.com, if they don't manage to pick one up on the night.
All right, so that's Damien Darlington. He is the musical director with the Brit Floyd, and that is happening next Friday at the O2. It's going to be great.
It is.
First, with the rock news you need to know.
The 6 o'clock Rock Report in association with Hot Press, Radio Nova.